hey, Hugh Jackman's not going to be Wolverine anymore.
No, he's not.
That kind of opens up the role for somebody a little bit better that can appease both fans and the studio.
Well, we're all in this together.
Welcome, everybody, to Tex-Mex Nerd Feed.
I'm Tex.
And I'm Mex.
Today, we're going to be talking about our favorite thing to talk about, poor casting choices.
So, we got notified that Zac Efron is going to be taking over the role of Wolverine.
Because, why not? Everybody's favorite high school musical actor should have a chance to pop his claws in the Marvel series.
I don't know if it's the fact that he doesn't represent the comic book version of Wolverine, nor does he, is he anywhere close to being as reminiscent to Hugh Jackman.
No.
Hugh Jackman is just physically not like Wolverine.
Not at all. His mannerisms are that of Wolverine.
Yeah, he can capture the character of Wolverine.
Yes.
Very well. Zac Efron, though.
Why?
I haven't seen much with him in it, but I had just recently, probably about a minute ago, saw a music video from High School Musical, because I had never seen that before.
I believe if they're going to place Zac Efron in the role of Wolverine, the best thing they could do is make the X-Men into a musical.
Definitely. I mean, I can see that. I don't see what would be wrong with that.
They could even use Rollins together.
I mean, just hearing his voice. I mean, obviously that was high school,
right? It was a little high pitched.
Yeah.
Then,
but I don't know what he sounds like now. But I don't think I could picture him like somebody with a voice like mine calling somebody bub. Like, hey, bub.
Yeah, it doesn't work out.
It just sounds weird.
You gotta have that gruff.
Yeah, you sound grungy. So,
which Hugh Jackman doesn't have that either naturally.
No, not naturally. He can do he
very
does
British.
It. Gotcha.
Or Australian rather.
So, to discuss Zac Efron and the casting decision for Wolverine, I'm going to let you take the floor because I do not know Zac Efron, nor do I really... I mean, I kind of know Wolverine, but...
I'm not going to say that I know Zac Efron in any amount of detail. I have a younger sister, and she enjoyed High School Musical when it was in its prime time. So I've heard Zac Efron sing, or be dubbed to sing, countless amounts of times. However, Wolverine, I know a decent amount about, in the fact that I was hoping they would try to get his physicality right in this one, being that he's 5'4", 3",
something like that.
Yeah, real
he's
short,
not too
hairy
much taller
guy.
than I am.
No. One of the main actors I was hoping for, which he actually did him in a podcast, the man that played Thorin Oakenshield in The Hobbit, Richard Armitage. He did voice him in a podcast called The Lonely Night, something along those lines. Okay. He played Wolverine in such. Being that they made him so short in The Hobbit, I'm not sure of how tall he actually is, but still, he can play a short man well. Might as well make him play a short man again.
So, the reason I was giving you the floor for that is because not only do you know, the Wolverine side of things, you know of Zac Efron a lot more than I do. I've never seen anything with him in it.
Right.
But it was mostly for your disdain towards Zac Efron.
I am not the biggest fan of him at all. There is one role that I would have been happy to see him play, and we just talked about this in a recent video. He was rumored to be Adam Warlock in the Marvel series.
Oh, okay.
Being that Adam Warlock is supposed to be the pretty boy type, it would have worked out to have him played by a better looking actor.
Okay.
Wolverine's not supposed to be a handsome man.
No.
He's a rugged Canadian.
Yeah, definitely.
And we all know Canadians are ugly.
So we have the one side where it's like, okay, yeah, maybe we don't agree with the casting decision, but the reason he was cast as Wolverine was for a new reboot. A new reboot of the X-Men, because Disney has obtained the rights to the X-Men franchise.
Now, I did read in an article that Hugh Jackman's influence was very prevalent in the decision making of the new Wolverine, and he suggested they stayed in-house with their decisions. So he was behind backing Zac Efron.
But why?
Like, I couldn't tell you why.
Like, it's just hard to think of that. So, all right, let's say Disney acquires the rights to DC. And they're like, all right, we're rebooting Batman again. And they're like, who can we get to play Batman? And then Ben Affleck is just like, you know what? You should just keep it Disney. And so they're like, all right, that sounds good. We'll just get
Nick Jonas.
We'll get Nick Jonas to play Batman. We'll get Selena Gomez. It doesn't matter. Just as long as it's a Disney, somebody who was in Disney movies before.
I don't understand it at all.
Just get that person, because I mean, you can't go wrong if they're from Disney. I mean, I don't understand that thought process in any way, shape, or form. But then that kind of gets me to think about, like, what else this reboot is going to consist of. Like, are they going to take into consideration the characters from the most recent X-Men?
Yeah, I don't know
the actors, I mean.
Yeah, it's not very clear if they're going to entirely reboot the whole series, just story-wise, or scrap all the characters that they've had so far.
Because we have Dark Phoenix coming out in pretty short time.
Yeah.
So, like, they're... I don't know.
In a pretty short time.
So, yeah, I don't know exactly when Dark Phoenix is coming out, but, like...
There's pod race going outside.
Yeah, it does sound like a pod race. Alright, so, but, like, we have these new actors who are playing, like, we have James McAvoy instead of...
Sir Patrick Stewart.
Yeah, I could not think of his name. But yeah, so we have all of these new actors that are playing these X-Men characters.
And they're,
so
for the most part, like just starting. It hasn't been so long since First Class came out that they rebooted again. The X-Men.
And that was another one of those soft reboots using time travel.
Yes,
wasn't it? Yeah. So, like we said, it's still the same universe. So are they just completely scrapping all of the previous, including James McAvoy?
I think it hasn't been the best job so far. I think First Class was a good X-Men movie. Days of Future Past was a good X-Men movie. Apocalypse was lacking for me, and I haven't heard good things on Dark Phoenix yet. But I think they have the potential to do well with this cast.
I definitely liked First Class, but then lost interest.
Okay.
Like, I haven't seen Apocalypse. Obviously, I'm not really too invested into Dark Phoenix, considering the fact that I don't even know when it comes out.
Right.
I just know it's sometime soon. But yeah, so the only problem being is that one of the main characters and most popular characters in the most recent X-Men movies is Quicksilver.
Yes.
If he's having an MCU reboot, Quicksilver is already dead.
True. Very true.
Yeah. So, like, you can't kind of mix them and be like, oh, well, there are two Quicksilvers this whole time.
Just make a very good point.
Pull the switcheroo. So, yeah. And did they ever announce Wanda in...
They made note to her. I think that was in Days of Future Past when they first went to find Quicksilver.
Okay.
They had a little girl playing with some toys on the floor, and she was in like a princess dress, but it was all red.
Oh, okay.
So just kind of hinting that it's his sister, and eventually.
Gotcha.
Which they screwed that up even on its own, because they obviously weren't twins.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, if they were going to get him at that point when he was at the age that he was, and there was a little girl, they're not twins. The Maximoff twins.
Days of Future Past?
I did.
Or did you?
I did. Yeah.
One of my favorite scenes in that movie is Magneto realizing who Quicksilver was.
What do you mean?
His son.
I didn't even catch note that he realized that.
Yeah.
I know that that's the case in the comics, but it's also been a little while since I think I saw it with you and your brother in the theaters.
Oh, okay.
So
they were standing in the elevator, and he's like, "So you move metal, huh?" Yeah. Huh. My dad could do the same thing, and he gives him a little eye.
Oh, okay, gotcha. But yeah, I did not catch on to that at all. Yeah, so getting back into the reboot aspect of things is that if they are doing and the article that I read was that it wasn't a Wolverine reboot that they were doing. It was Zac Efron to play Wolverine in new X-Men reboot. So, like I said, if you're continuing with this line of X-Men with Quicksilver still being alive and adding it to the Marvel Cinematic Universe with the rest of them.
Also, to be fair, I don't think that any X-Men movie yet has been, or with Quicksilver, has been in the present timeline. I don't know if they're trying to make Dark Phoenix be in the present timeline, but I'm pretty sure
it's all
the rest
been,
of them have been earlier on.
Yeah, okay. That makes a lot of sense. So he could just be doomed to that fate in the future. Like, you know it's going to happen. So they could definitely write it that way depending on when this all takes place and so on and so forth. But yeah, that's a good point. So yeah, that was just my thought. Like, are they rebooting recasting everybody, or are they just recasting?
That would be devastating for me. No, I wouldn't say devastating. That's too strong a word. That'd be upsetting.
It'd be devastating. I don't know what I'd do with my life. But
it'd be highly upsetting for me if they did that, because I think the actors that they have in the positions right now are a good fit.
Okay. I love James McAvoy.
Yes,
he does absolutely phenomenal. And, Michael Fassbender.
Michael Fassbender. It's a fish that plays a hell of a good guitar. Michael Fassbender is a great Magneto as well.
Yeah, definitely. So that gives me an idea for a future video. Imagine if Michael Fassbender says, "Hey, you should keep your casting decision in-house," and then James McAvoy says, "Hey, you should keep your casting decision in-house," and everybody says you should keep your casting decision in-house. So what we can do is we can gather
a full Disney cast of the X-Men.
Exactly. I think that'll be an idea.
All right.
So yeah, look forward to that. I guess that's it for us. Just kind of our thoughts on Zac Efron
are obviously not good.
Yeah. And whether the whole thing is being recast, rebooted, or if it's just Wolverine.
Right.
So
more news to come in the future.
Yep.
If you like this video, make sure to leave a like, comment on what we did wrong or your thoughts on Zac Efron. Make sure you subscribe and click that notification bell if you'd like more, and share it with your friends if you think they'd like it.
I think he covered everything. Yeah, so he covered everything, so do what he said. And if that's it, we'll catch you later.
Thanks for watching.